In 1940, Germany invaded the Netherlands. The Dutch royal family narrowly escaped. Queen Wilhelmina went to London to run the government in exile. But she sent her heir, Princess Juliana, and her two daughters to Canada for safety. They lived quietly in Ottawa. The complication arose in 1943. When it was announced that Princess Juliana was pregnant, the problem was a conflict between Canadian law and Dutch succession law. Canadian law jus soli Canada follows the principle of jus soli, right of the soil. If you are born on Canadian soil, you are automatically a Canadian citizen. Dutch law at the time. Dutch royal succession laws were strict. The heir to the throne had to hold solely Dutch citizenship. If the baby were born with dual citizenship, Canadian and Dutch, they could be excluded from the line of succession. The Dutch government couldn't afford a succession crisis in the middle of a war. But the princess couldn't risk traveling back to Europe. The Governor-General of Canada, the Earl of Athlone, came up with a creative legal loophole. He didn't declare the room Dutch soil, a common misconception, because that would have technically legally separated a piece of Canada and given it to another country. Instead, the Canadian government passed a special decree declaring the four-room maternity suite at the Ottawa Civic Hospital extraterritorial. What this meant legally: the room ceased to be Canadian territory for the duration of the birth. It became a neutral space, international territory. The result: when the baby was born in that room, she was born on no soil. Therefore, she acquired citizenship only through her bloodline jus sanguinis, inheriting only her mother's Dutch citizenship. On January 19, 1943, Princess Margriet was born. She is the only royal in history to be born in North America. To celebrate, another exception was made. The Dutch flag, the tricolour, was flown on top of the Peace Tower on Parliament Hill. This was the first and only time a foreign flag has ever flown alone over the Canadian Parliament buildings. The carillon bells in the Peace Tower also rang out the Dutch national anthem and Dutch folk songs. Upon returning to the Netherlands after the war, Princess Juliana sought a way to thank the Canadian people for sheltering her family and for the pivotal role Canadian soldiers played in liberating the Netherlands, like the Leo Major story mentioned earlier. In 1945, she sent 100,000 tulip bulbs to Ottawa. The following year, she sent another 2,500 bulbs, with a request that a display be created for the hospital that hosted her. Today, the Dutch royal family and the people of the Netherlands still send thousands of bulbs to Canada every single year. This gift blossomed into the Canadian Tulip Festival in Ottawa, which is now the largest tulip festival in the world.